Now that we're in the dead time of entertainment with nothing really coming out, I mean, like, this is the most boring time in about 5 years that I've been doing this that I can possibly remember. You're getting all of these think pieces from all of these desperate outlets, okay? As fascism takes hold in the US, what are you even talking about? Because for as much as I like to talk entertainment, my first and abiding love is in fact politics and following that stuff, and fascism, I don't know what you're talking about. But of course, the hysterical left is still going to be the hysterical left at the end of the day. So yeah, there's fascism around every corner. How will and should the TV landscape depict our real life horrors? Yeah, because all of these people take all of their talking points, their understanding of history and common day interaction, they take all of their talking points straight out of Hollywood. Like, dumb motherfucker. Like, there is one example that is never going to leave my head because it was so stupid and such an indictment of the average IQ of individuals that were out there. A side-by-side picture, one of those, two-frame comparisons that you see on social media every once in a while. I don't know why we should be listening to white people, because they go ahead and they make a place like Chicago and it looks like this. And they show some, South Side slum. And then on the other side, we should be more like black people and, because they built Wakanda. It's like, oh my God, you motherfuckers are so dumb. But yeah, that's your average person, man, because they're going to go ahead and tell you that the orange man is bad because the TV said so. Their understanding of history is going to be framed by all of these midwit teachers that place far too much emphasis on the Second World War and nothing else, and none of the other surrounding context of history. But fascism bad, but communism, that has killed, 10 times more people? We don't need to discuss any of that. And if we really want to get into who the fascists are, you just need to take a look at certain doctrines and realize that, yeah, that horseshoe theory kind of bears exceedingly true when discussing those two ideologies. Well, should I even say, and differentiate between the two, because there really is no difference after all. So yes, of course, they feel rudderless because the only way that they keep up to date on the ongoings of the world is through dramatized or assisted reality programs. And one of the chief examples of that is, of course, Mark Hamill and his descent into, Hollywood lolcow status. Is that where we could just go ahead and firmly affix him? Because ever since Trump's rise to power and, him coming down that golden escalator in 2015, the former Luke Skywalker has been absolutely cracked. Like, him attacking Ivanka Trump's kids because they were dressed as Jedis for a party or for Halloween, or they had lightsabers or something like that, and he went and attacked the kids, for Christ's sakes. I guess that's kind of on brand for Mark Hamill, because he does have a little bit of a detestation for people's grandkids, including his own. If you know, you know, and if you don't, well, just go check the registration at Planned Parenthood. But Mark Hamill nearly left the United States following Trump's re-election, but his wife said, "Don't let him force you out." What the fuck are you even talking about, dude? Like, yeah, okay, you went to the White House and you did a super cringe press conference. Oh, fuck, that's something else that I'm never going to forget. That just, oh, God, when he went up there with stupid Joe Biden shades and he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm one with the Force, and it was so cool to get into the Oval Office and meet with Joby-Wan Kenobi. Oh, man, if lightsabers were actually deadly and weren't just an excuse to just time somebody out of a battle, I would stick one in my gut after hearing that. God, that was so fucking cringe. But yeah, this is the only thing, well, outside of mixing drinks for himself, that Mark Hamill does. And it's so fucking deranged because, yeah, he was one of the many celebrities that said, oh, if Trump wins, we're leaving the country. Okay, repeat ad nauseum 3 times in a row now. And how many of them have actually left? Well, Ellen DeGeneres, mostly because, she probably knew where the bodies were hidden and that, yeah, her producers were getting awfully close to that. Rosie O'Donnell, after finally getting her ducks in a row, 3rd time's the charm, finally left. But outside of that, anybody flee to Canada? Anybody flee anywhere else? No. But all right, let's take a look. Mark Hamill almost left the United States. Yeah, sure. Probably also left a beer almost left a beer unattended once after President Donald Trump was reelected in November, but his wife ultimately convinced him not to make an ass out of himself. During a Saturday profile with The Times, the legendary Star Wars actor, bro, that was 83 the last time you were fucking relevant in Star Wars. You were made a dickhole out of yourself in 2017. Where you're out there sucking titty milk and overdosing on the Force. And since then, yeah, you've done a couple of voice acting roles, and you're going to be in your good pal Stephen King's The Long Walk movie. Yeah, if you're going to be taking any walks, I really hope that they come in 12-step increments. But yeah, that's it's like simultaneously, yeah, that's really cool that you're, at least you have something that is legacy defining attached to your name, but at the same time, it's fucking pathetic that it was 48 years ago. Anyways, recalled telling his wife, Mary Lou Hamill, that they could move to London or Ireland. Yeah, move to London if you're worried about your safety and security in the United States, okay, in your gated communities. Move to London. Yeah, well, that works out for you. Or Ireland, yeah. And Trump... Oh, yeah, after Trump won the 2024 presidency, despite wanting to exit the country, Mary Lou led him to have a change of heart. She's very clever. She didn't respond right away, but a week later she said, I'm surprised you would allow him to force you out of your own country. That son of a bitch. I thought, I'm not leaving. So she used the basic bitch Jedi mind trick on you. Well, it's not, normally only supposed to work on the, softest of minds. Or I guess, after years and years of alcohol abuse, it's probably, a little bit more pliable than it used to be. Hamill hasn't been shied about his disapproval of the president in 2020. He took part in the Biden-Harris ad where he reacted and critiqued to a few clips of Trump ahead of the election. Wow, I didn't even actually hear about that, but all right, I'll take your word for it. Elsewhere, the daytime Emmy winner, lost his pants on stage at the fucking BAFTAs. This old drunk, man, he's fucking pathetic, mostly because, Trump has never fucking uttered his name at all. He's probably like Luke Skywalker, very goofy, bitchy haircut back in 77, but it's fine, he saved the galaxy, he saved his father, it's very good, it's very important to have respect for your father, but I don't have any respect for Mark. People tell me he says a lot of nasty things about me, but I haven't heard of myself because frankly he's not relevant. Okay, he says my name all the time, and I know I live rent-free. I own a lot of property, but nothing is more valuable than the property that I own between this fucking guy's ears. It's crazy. He never stops talking about me all the time. But yeah, more about the interview. When Hamill didn't just stop and describing the relocation debate. He further went on explaining how he coped with the Trump presidency by reframing the political chaos as if they were a sprawling work of fiction. The only way I can deal with it without going crazy and wanting to open my veins in a warm tub is to look at that thick, sprawling political novel. What? Yo, I couldn't imagine hating a politician enough to contemplate taking yourself out. That is fucking deranged. But this is also a guy, oh god, what was that? Earlier this year or sometime last year, but yeah, within the past 12 months, let's just go with that. Within the past calendar year, he was he went on, what was that, Gavin Newsom and Marshawn Lynch's podcast? Yeah, I know that sounds wild, but I'm pretty sure that was the collaboration. It was definitely Gavin Newsom, and I'm pretty sure it was Marshawn Lynch, because he just looked like, I'm just here so I won't get fined, but how he was talking about how Trump absolutely broke him after the 2016 election. So yeah, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. I guess that novel, he explained, is a bizarre subplots, that sound outlandish, yet, in his eyes, capture the surreal nature of modern politics, making Canada a 51st state. Do you know how offensive that is? No, I would welcome it, okay? Especially with how poorly Mark Carney has comported himself after he just lied to all of the boomers that were out there that just went, you know what, Orange Man is bad. You know what, maybe he should have moved to Canada because it would have fit in just perfectly with all of those fucking brainwashed idiots. Elbows up, on the headboard while you get fucked in the ass. Anyways, and then taking over Greenland and renaming Gulf of Mexico. Well, it's the Gulf of Mexico now, stupid. The distractions are hilarious. Yeah, they are. That's the way that you need to take this shit, because if you follow it too closely, you'll probably snap like Mark Hamill. But if you just, look at his words and dissociate it from his actions, Trump is fucking hilarious. What was he talking about recently? If I could broker peace between Ukraine and Russia, I hear it, people were telling me that, I'm going to have a tough time. Might be at the bottom of the list of getting into heaven, but if I can broker peace between those two countries, it might get me up there on that list. It's like, what kind of fucking crazy shit is that? But that's hilarious. Just like how he was giving answers and taking questions on the White House lawn before he hopped on Marine One about Israel and Iran, their little dust up in June. Trump getting super testy about, Israel sparking the latest round of hostilities, but how he closed this situation. These two countries, they've been fighting for so long, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Just a great showman. And if you get all caught up in the feels over reals, oh my god, did you hear how he said that? It's not necessarily what he said, it's about how he said it. That's where all of this stems from. Just this emotional bitch thinking. Look what Trump has done. It's been pretty exceptional. I don't like a lot of the stuff that he's done in his second term, but what he has accomplished has been fairly tremendous. So yeah, if you can just simply dissociate your fucking weird obsession with the guy, take a look at what he has actually done as opposed to how many times he's hurt your feelings. Yeah, you'll probably either come to the conclusion that he's not as bad as, you know, we were told he was, or at the other side of it that Mark Hamill would never come to. It's, he's actually pretty good in the job. But then again, if Mark Hamill didn't have Donald Trump to rail against, he wouldn't be relevant and he wouldn't be able to keep his beer fridge stocked up. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.